Hello friends, family and other creatures of the sea, and welcome back to a high level best of 3 of StarCraft 2. Today we have Scarlett in the bottom right, spawning as our blue Zerg player, fighting against the one and only birthday boy. It is of course herO here, who apparently changed his decal. For a very long time it was the Kaczynski portrait just flying around his nexus, up until last week, and now it is 2 birthday cakes with 4 candles each. I wonder if these are just like mirrored images. They're not. I see a drone on there. I see a probe floating around. So I'm not sure if this is like some fan art or just a different decal. That's like a default decal in StarCraft 2. It's of course possible. But yeah, herO has changed it up. So that's interesting. We'll see if he also changed up some of his strategies, as I've grown fairly familiar with his build orders as well as his execution over the past few weeks. And one of the things that I think is really important when looking at a herO game in general, but especially in Protoss versus Zerg, is just checking his early adepts, making sure that his oracles don't deal too much damage. Just if these things go well for herO, he tends to just walk across the map and win the game. However, if he doesn't kill a whole lot, sometimes he does get in a little bit of trouble, especially against aggressive mid-game timings out of Zerg players. Like well-prepared all-ins out of Zergs are difficult for him to stop at times. So this is something definitely to keep in mind, as we do see that Stargate being thrown down here on Babylon. Overlord is seeing that the warp gate is a little bit late. We'll know what's kicking off. Overlord will report it back home, and Scarlett will get that information. Double queens now on the way out. So the third base should start relatively soon. 4 links chasing this probe away, as the hatch indeed does go down. Depth shades in. Will it kill the herO? That would be a high tier move. herO survives for now. Adept moves in. Now, a lot of Protoss players would just relax with this Adept and not do a whole lot. We'll see what herO decides to do. He does try and shade in. It's possible for him to finish this. Perhaps, maybe. Yes, he'll want to. Does get a kill here on 1 link. Will take a little bit of hull damage though against that queen. And Metabolic Boost is finishing up here in a mere 5 to 3 seconds at this point. And this Adept, as a result, could be in a little bit of trouble. There's only 3 links out, but if there were more links, I think this Adept might have just been toast. Links are still looking for an opportunity to do something. More links are in production. Scarlett really with a minimum amount of units here, trying to survive, and she did do it, so that's nice for her. So double overlords are now on the way. We have a spore popping out as well, and the first oracle is about to pop out. Nexus will go down here on the low ground. Quick third base into a pylon, of course, is the double adept. Looking for damage, oracle also looking for damage. Adepts don't find it, oracle definitely does find it. We'll zap down a couple of these drones. Scarlett now decides to send a bunch of links across the map, and this is a mistake we see Zergs make fairly often against herO. And this often results in these adepts dealing way more damage than they ever really should. Because right now herO sees, hey, wait a second, links across the map. What does that mean for the defense at home? And he'll immediately move forward here with his adepts. Shades in towards the main base as he walks towards the third. That's going to be perhaps 1 link that dies. No, not yet. Adepts do finish up in... There we go. In the natural, as 3 drones get taken out. 4 drones are going to get taken out. And this was absolutely worth it here for herO. Takes out 4 drones, forces a drone pool. So that includes mining time. And 1 or 2 links also end up falling. 2 new adepts immediately make their way across the map. And as no new links have been produced, the current 4 that are here, in combination with these queens, will need to hold the next 2. Once again, I'm not entirely sure if that's going to be possible. Shade does not finish up as the adepts try to walk in towards the natural. Going to be fairly successful when it comes to that as well. There's no queen here in the net. Queens in the main though move down towards that natural location, take out a single oracle, but will lose 2 queens, kills an oracle. Bunch of drones will go down once again, and that brings the total of drones killed here at 12. And this is exactly what I was talking about in the early stages of this game. This is what herO does. herO opens up with 2-3 oracles. He'll keep sending adepts across the map again and again and again, and he'll keep killing adepts, or keep killing drones again and again and again. And as a follow-up here, he has a build that I've seen him use a couple of times now, which is just really interesting. This is a +1 charge slot attack, but it's not just a +1 charge slot attack. This also utilizes oracles with it. So you'll see a higher number of oracles than usual. Usually every single Protoss player stops at 3. This is already the 4th oracle that herO is building, as he kills 7 more drones here with a couple of adepts. Absolutely fantastic early game. He'll throw down a couple more gateways most likely, and he'll attack with a crap ton of zealots, 4, 5, 6, 7 oracles, however many he can produce in the time until he wants to move out, until this +1 is most likely done. And if he's playing against someone that goes for a very heavy Ling Queen count, most of the time he's just moving across the map and winning the game. And I think Lingbane Hydra is probably also going to fall victim to this type of push, because charge slot and oracles in high numbers trade very, very well against Lings and Hydras. You really need a lot of Banelings to deal with it, but you also need sufficient anti-air. And currently there's only 5 queens. They're not all going to be clumped together, so yeah, these oracles are going to be having an absolute blast. There's actually a fairly low number of zealots that move in here. It's only 4. It's also 4 adepts here. We'll start working on this hatchery immediately. If this hatch does fall, that means that Scarlett is, well, a little bit more all-in than ideally she'd want to. Makes it harder to spend the money as well that's currently in the bank. +2 melee will start immediately. There is an alternative fort base, so it's not the end of the world, right? It's also not like Scarlett has 95 drones, really needs that 5th base for saturation. Currently actually only on 62 drones. That's a fairly low number here for 7 minutes and 30 seconds into the game. And with the 10 overlords as well being constructed, well, surely that's a mistake, but it does make me believe that we're going to be seeing an all-in. Building 10 overlords really is a whole lot. And wants to open up some supply for potential units is the only thing I can imagine here. I think the moment that herO sees the lack of gas here on the 3rd, like, all alarm bells should be ringing at this point. Like, his head should just be going bananas here. It's like, ding dong, what is this? This looks terrible. Not a great song, but I think it gets the message across here to herO. He's gonna snipe the fort base as well. Gets his own fort. Gets a prism. 3 more probes. I almost think he might be overindulging a little bit here. As in that I don't think he needs absolutely everything. He doesn't need like 20 more probes right now. No, he just needs to survive. Like, all cash, every little mineral shouldn't be invested in more probes. Should be invested in static defense or units. I love the zealot run by setup here. Zealots often don't contribute very much into these types of armies, but they are absolutely marvelous across the map going for a run bys. Of course, it does mean that you can just move on the map here with your Archons. Gonna get a surround here, Scarlett that is. If these Archons just get picked off. 1, 2, 3. Adios, my friend. +2 melee attacks is about to finish up. Big Zealot Warpin will come here to try and help out. Banelings are rolling forward. 1 more Archon is being morphed in. Do we have a Disruptor yet? No, not quite yet. Zealots are now moving across the map though, and the Archon will join up with them as well. It means that Ling reinforcements will not be good enough to deal with that. Sure, fort base for herO will end up falling, and Scarlett still has a couple of Banelings with this composition. Actually morphs in another 12. The problem here is that these zealots will force the army back. Scarlett cannot afford to lose any of these bases, and being forced back here just means that herO has more time to get out disruptors, more time to morph in even more Archons, and perhaps to set up another zealot attack as well. Actually, herO feels so darn comfortable right now with these oracles included as well. He's just gonna move across the map, loses 7, 8 zealots for, well, 3, 4 Banelings there. Not quite sure if that was worth it. Here come the disruptor shots though. That is 1, 2, that is 3, 4. That's going to be 4, 5, no, 5, 6, 7. As herO does win game number 1 after a fantastic early game. And Scarlett will be forced to tap out. Game 2 will be played over here on Neo Humanity. Interesting map, of course. One of the properties of this map is this Rich Vespine geyser and these things. Which actually, I have no clue what they're for. I've never seen them used either. Like, what actually is this? Wait, what's this? Huh? Was this a... This was a 15 hatch, I guess. With another Overlord trick after into an Overlord. Interesting little build order here. It does manage to block herO's block, as in herO does not get the block his opponent's natural base here. So that's a nice start for Scarlett. I have no clue what these rocks are for. I don't quite... I always wonder, you know, if these map makers just put things in just to mess with my head. It's like, is there some type of purpose here that I'm missing? No one has actually killed these yet. What if you kill them and like 300 minerals pop out? Like it's some campaign mission, you know? Or you'll get like a... You know how in the campaign, or when you're playing co-op, you sometimes have like one of these characters pop up on this side of the screen. It's like Taika saying, "Hey Jim, I got you some of those marauders." Like what if one of those voice lines activates after killing something like this, and a medevac drops like 4 marauders with concussive shell on your side of the map and they belong to you. Then all of a sudden it becomes a very viable strategy to 12 pool to kill your opponent's rocks. Because then all of a sudden you have 4 marauders with your 12 pool. Good luck holding that, you stupid Protoss player. I mean, that would be pretty sick. Just see people like rushing out the most primitive units, like building bunkers or depot walls around these, just to get the marauders out, so you get like the Tychus thing every single time. Maybe there's like a 25% chance that you get Tychus, you know, popping 4 marauders on your side of the map. I feel like this type of... If I was a map maker, I'd put something like this in. But I'd make it so rare that it would almost never happen. You know, like one in 1500 or so. Because that's gonna happen in some bronze guy's game. He's gonna tell his friends about it, and his friends won't believe him. This bronze guy doesn't understand how to send a replay to his friends. he's like, "I swear, guys, Tychus popped up on the left side of the screen and 4 marauders dropped." There's absolutely no way anyone would buy it. Be so sick. That happened in like a major tournament. Oh, it's like the World Cup final, the World Championship final. Final game. Some guy randomly kills these and 4 marauders pop out. It's like an uncaged ultralist with like 5k health just starts rampaging through the guy who just killed his cage. That'd be so sick. God, I so badly want to host a tournament with this type of stuff in it now. I'm a huge fan of people that kill critters, but I think I just want to make a tournament where someone kills a critter, that the critter just reincarnates as like some massive bear and hunts down the units that killed it. Then explodes. That would be so sick. I'd be so surprised. I wouldn't tell them either. I just invite them for a tournament, pretend it's all serious, have a bunch of dumb crap like that in it. In one corner, I just put like 500 minerals that you can pick up with your probe. Oh, sorry, we're playing a game. It's Glaive Adept. 4-gate Glaive Adept here. Really nice little build order out of herO. It's gonna hit quite late though. It's actually gonna hit extremely late, and he's gonna hit weak. I've seen him play this before a little while ago. Scarlett is opening with, I think this is, I'm not sure if this is the exact build order that Mio Maika used, but the concept here is very similar. This is a build without any queens whatsoever. And if you don't build any queens, all of a sudden Zerg players have a lot of money to do whatever the heck they want. You can spend that money into things like Hydras, Fast Lair, bunch of links, and that's exactly what Scarlett is doing here. She's holding all of this with a mere 3 queens and an absolute metric crap ton of links here. First Hydras are already out, well, on the way. They're not quite out yet, but they will be out soon. Like, this prism is gonna fly into the main base, warp in 4 adepts at 5 minutes and 25 seconds, and be met by 6 Hydras. It's not entirely what you want to see here if you're herO. And on the other hand, this hatchery is actually dying, and that is not good news here whatsoever. Hydras also did get spotted. herO needs to be careful. Probably knows that this is an all-in at this point. We have 4 more overlords on the way. As yeah, we're just going for a recall here. It's like, all right, I'm not gonna stick around here and lose everything while I'm trying to kill a Zerg cocoon that's building an overlord. So that's not how my story ends, my friends. And it indeed isn't going to be how his story ends. Observer spots absolutely everything, and yeah, I think this series is pretty much over at this point. We can go back to fantasizing about what Tychus would say after you take out these rocks. Here's some minerals, huh? Partner. He doesn't say partner, I think. He's a coarse language user, Tychus, isn't he? Ooh. herO is quite feisty here. Far out on the map. Needs to be careful. I mean, this is still a lot of Banes. Disruptors are not really gonna get big connections, and these Banelings do. That was garbage, honestly. Like, fairly terrible. Way too confident there in his units. If he was standing behind a wall, this would have been no problem whatsoever. But now he might actually be in some deep crap here. Scarlett runs in, and Lynx will start going absolutely ham here in the main base. Start going ham in the natural as well. Baneling's connecting too. And Disruptor will hit, but will take a couple of workers out at the same time. 82 supply against 54. Disruptor does not get picked up. A couple more nice hits with those Purification Novas, but Baneling's trying to get these connections here in the main mineral line will just end up exploding on the adepts. herO taps out as 25 workers have gone down, and Scarlett, despite losing her third base for free against 16 adepts, manages to win a very unlikely game number 2. With the score at 1-1, we're heading into game number 3. This show so far rather fast-paced for a series. Now we have a, what do we have here out of herO? Did manage to get the block in. Don't think he's going to repeat the Glaive Adept opener. Despite, honestly, last game you look at that and you don't think to yourself, well, the Glaive Adept opener was the issue, right? But in herO's mind, he'll probably be like, yeah, don't think I want to, you know, repeat that exercise once more. It's going to be core first, actually. Yeah. He's been playing this a fair amount and I really like it. I'm a bit of a herO simp in general, but his eye and his ability to, you know, to get new build orders out there is something else. It really is. He's opening up with this there's Core before Nexus, and for the people that don't watch StarCraft 8 hours a day or play a similar amount. The core before Nexus basically means that your core finishes, well, in this case, 5, 6, 7 seconds faster. And that often allows the first adept to deny the first creep tumor. And it also allows the first adept to be extremely annoying. It also allows the second adept to be 6 seconds faster. And if you chrono boost 2 adepts, which herO actually isn't right now. Well, he is, but there was a slight delay in there by about a second and a half. You can actually shade into a base with 2 adepts and then shade out. Well, usually that isn't possible. So those extra 6 seconds are extremely vital. Usually metabolic boost kicks in too fast for that to really be possible. Now, what can Zerg do against this? There's a couple of options that Zerg has to deal with something like this, but none of these options include losing 1 drone for free and then also losing 2 links for free. This is an extremely bad start here for Scarlett, who needs to add more links, honestly. Only up to 2 links right now. Starts adding 4 more. As another shade happens to go in towards this natural base. And I think it's going to finish up. There's not enough here. There's absolutely not enough. 1 link gets taken out. Another drone goes down. Here goes another link. No, not quite yet. Oh, there we go. There we go. 1 more drone is possible. Is the control good enough here? It's not. 1 adept will end up falling. 3 drones total have been taken out. 4 links have died as well. And this has been worthwhile for herO so far as he builds a 4th adept. And once again, 2 new adepts enter the map. This is literally just herO's plan. He just rallies adepts and oracles across the map and wants to win the game with that. And so far, well, it's looking pretty darn good. Does not have a unit in the wall here though. And that could lead to some issues if Scarlett decides to go for a ling attack. Double queens will manage to deal some serious damage to this oracle. But all links right now are across the map as 2 more adepts enter the main base of Scarlett, who has absolutely nothing in response to this. Not even a second queen yet here. Do get a drone pool, but I mean this is not good here for Scarlett whatsoever. Gateway 1 and 2 are now turning into warp gates as well. So most likely we're going to see more adepts being warped in here. This is the thing, right? herO just doesn't stop with the aggression. And you'd figure that Zergs would, you know, kind of understand this after a while. Is that he always sends them across the map. You know, he's 1 mode and let's go. That's it. Now this oracle comes in as well. And 2 more workers will go down. Oracle will once again barely survive as these adepts at the watchtower see these links pop in. They're like, That's really interesting. Would be a shame if we just shade past and repeat the same trick for a 5th time this series. I think Scarlett now realized, like, wait a second, there's no adepts at home. That can only mean one. Oh my god, here we go again. Adept shade in as 12 workers have gone down already so far. And a couple more will end up dying here. Oh, this is beautiful positioning out of herO as well. This is chaos. This is pure pain here for Scarlett. And here come the oracles into the natural. Not a queen inside. And, well, not the greatest control on the oracles, but it's going to be good enough here. Look at that. 9 more workers going down. 22 workers in less than 6 minutes. GG gets called. The worker count was equal, but this game was very, very, very good for herO. And I understand that GG extremely well. That's going to be it for me today, my friends. A short little series here. Was a best of 3. It was over in no time. I hope you all enjoyed it nonetheless. If you did, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see all of you next time for a new video. Bye bye.